Let's join our match commentators, Andy Gray and Ian Darke.
Thank you very much indeed. If it's Monday night football, the referee must be Alan Wilkie, I guess. He seems to be following us around, and he wishes us to say happy birthday to his wife, Margaret, who's watching up in County Durham. Consider it done, Alan. So, Leeds United in their all-white strip to get us underway here. And Gary McAllister getting an early touch. Leeds United trying to put behind them the nightmare of losing at home to Mansfield Town, 83 places below them in the league, in the Coca-Cola Cup the other night. Sheffield Wednesday old boy, Nigel Worthington, takes it, and the whistle is gone before Masinga can take advantage.
I think that's an area that Leeds might try to take advantage of. They'll put Weatherall forward whenever they can, even Carlton Palmer at times, and that will give them a huge advantage height-wise, Ian. And anything played up there will give the likes of Dean and Masinga something to feed on. And that may be an area that Howard Wilkinson's side enjoy a bit of success from, let's say.
Interesting to see how the story develops. This is Chris Bart-Williams on the far side. Worthington in quickly on his old colleague. Really is like an old boys reunion one way and another, of course, with Howard Wilkinson coming home as well to Hillsborough, a club he gained promotion for and would have got into Europe as well, but for the Heysel ban.
Yeah, Andy Sinton has started in this near side, as I thought they might do. But as I said beforehand, don't be surprised if you see Bart Williams and Andy Sinton switch wings.
It's McAllister. I think this one on towards Masinga. Des Walker back in the side, just a little bit short for Pressman, but not too short. Bright getting the nod on. Carlton Palmer doing the covering. And Lukic getting it away in the end. Gordon Watson. Palmer will be penalised for that.
Good skill from Gordon Watson, as simple as that. Quick feet, good bit of skill. Carlton didn't quite time the tackle right.
How Sheffield Wednesday wish they had Chris Waddle in this situation, Andy.
Well, they rifled one in from about that range not so long ago, didn't they?
This is Sheridan. Well, it was aimed towards Bart Williams. It was obviously a training ground routine. It didn't quite work out. Now, what about Leeds here? Rodney Wallace slipped into the path of the overlapping Gary Kelly. Oh, Walker missed that. And it fell right across the goal there. Tinkler was the one who helped it on. Didn't quite fall for Dean. Certainly a half chance in there for Leeds United.
Oh, more than that, Ian. More than that. Probably came a little too early in the game for Mark Tinkler.
But when you looked at that challenge again, not too many options, I think, for Alan Wilkie.
I don't think you can defend it. It's as simple as that.
Here's the free kick resulting, taken by Worthington. And Sheffield Wednesday, who've had a fair bit of turmoil to cope with in the last week or so, you'll have read all the headlines, have got some problems on the pitch here. Nicely done between McAllister and Wallace, and flick back for speed. Oh, goodness me.
Lovely football, Ian. It really was super football. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday are a bit sixes and sevens at the moment with they're sending off. But watch the quality of this pass and movement. Look at Wallace, look at the back heel. And you think he's going to drill it across, and he picks someone out. Oh, how close is that to giving Leeds a lead? Well, let's have another look at that tackle. There's Watson coming into Tinkle. Look where the ball is. Oh. I mean, I don't know what he's trying to do. I honestly don't. We've talked about that two-footed tackle, Ian, and you know, that really can injure players badly.
Well, we talked, didn't we, about Gordon Watson before the start getting a full 90-minute chance. In fact, it lasted 5 minutes. Pretty dramatic start here. Worthington up towards Brian Dean, who's having an unhappy spell at Allen Road and has things to prove. And now we have a player down injured, and Alan Wilkie has got some work to do here.
Referee's got a job on. And what he's saying, there was nothing in his mind about this. We can have another look at it as Brian Deane goes in. It's just legs getting tangled there. There's not a lot there. In fact, there's nothing there. He's just bundled him over.
Dan Petrescu, the Romanian World Cup star, is the man who was down. And he's still just limping a bit, Petrescu. We'll keep an eye on him. It's just a question of whether he can run that off.
I think if somebody bombs past him, then Dan Petrescu will be after him. Don't you worry about that, Ian.
Tinkler couldn't really reach it. Wednesday have a chance here with Hyde. Now Bright. Sheridan. And some good defending, and the shot coming in from Graham Hyde. Graham Hyde, who's
in the corner, Ian, I think. Sorry. He's the only one in the pitch that thinks that was a corner. Drills it there. I don't know whether it gets a touch. Difficult to see, but both Leeds and Sheffield Wednesday players walk back to take their positions for a goal kick. But Aaron Wilkie, he obviously saw a deflection somewhere there.
Well, how crucial will that prove, I wonder? Sinton with the corner. Away by Brian Deane. Here's Hyde, who's described as a model of consistency by his manager in the programme tonight. Hard-working, gritty little midfield player. McAllister. Wide here for Phil Masinga, the South African, who was signed from the splendidly named Mamelodi Sundowns. Deane. Walker's challenge. Wins it back for Wednesday. Here's Petrescu. Bart Williams. And, well, it wasn't rhyming for Sheffield Wednesday there. Chris Bart Williams. He's been a bit unsettled here of late.
Yeah, not been happy, I don't think, with the position he's been asked to play wide right. I think Chris Bart Williams feels his best position, and the position he wants to play is more central.
McAllister spreads it out beautifully for Rod Wallace. Masinga.
Rod Wallace isn't happy with Phil Masinga, and he's quite right to have a few words with him. He laid the ball into him beautifully, and all he wanted was Masinga just to tee it up for him. Masinga looked to do the difficult thing in turn.
There was some speculation in the Yorkshire newspapers this morning that Masinga might be left out tonight. Instead it was Whelan. Got a goal against Chelsea, but no others yet, Phil Masinga. Hyde getting the important foot in. Petrescu, as Andy accurately predicted, seems to be moving happily enough now.
Seen that over the years, how difficult teams find it with extra man to actually make it count.
Oh, here's McAllister here in space. The dummy was from Masinga. The goal is from McAllister. Leeds United are 1-up, and Sheffield Wednesday's problems mount and mount. They're down to 10 men, and now they're down 1-0.
It's a glorious goal, and Phil Masinga deserves so much credit for this. That was a super step over Ian, and by doing that, look at the space he creates. And when you want a cool head, well, none cooler in the Leeds side than the skipper. No one picks him up from the midfield area. And because of that, he runs into acres of space here. Really, someone has to be tracking Gary McAllister. Look at Masinga. He's not interested in playing it. Graham Hyde's looking around and saying, who was picking him up? The simple answer is no one was. And he's made them pay dearly for that. Problems mount for Sheffield Wednesday and Trevor Francis.
And Gary McAllister, who had his best ever goal return in the league last year, is off the mark for this season. Now Andy Sinton. Good punch that by Lukic, lot of distance. Petrescu. This is Sinton. Got some injury problems since he came to Wednesday. That's a good ball from him to Bright, who hasn't really found any kind of goal-scoring form yet this season. He's yet to get off the mark. I must say, if I was Leeds tonight, pre-kick-off, I'd have been worried about that statistic.
He's looking for an offside, David Weatherall, but he's not. He's bent his run quite well, but that's a sign of the times when you're on Songy and you swing your leg at those and they end up in the top corner. But Mark Bright, like David Hurst, struggling to find the net. And the one guy who has been scoring is now no longer on the field.
But Williams, here's Bright. And here's Bright. And what did we say? It's 1-1. And Bright is off the mark for the season.
Oh, what a great response from Sheffield Wednesday. They tried to play offside a minute ago in the inside left channel. And I wonder, does David Weatherall, he does it again. Now that's suicide, it really is, Ian. Because he doesn't know where Gary Kelly's position is. You cannot rush out like that unless you're sure. You're absolutely 100% sure your full-back isn't deeper, is further up the field than you. But great composure from a man who hasn't scored this season.
Great ball from Bart Williams. And Mark Bright, the goal-scoring touch returns. And will that now become a flood? It's often the way with goal scorers. Wallace gets this one deep. Still not away either. Here's Brian Dean. Now it's Kelly. Does well. Pressman's come for it. He's got to win it. He does win it.
Good catch. Good team. Sign of the confidence. But David Weatherall tried it in the inside left position. And Mark Bright wasn't offside, but missed the chance. Tried it again in the inside right position. And that time, Mark Bright made him pay dearly.
Here's Masinga. Oh, what a start here. Speed. The classy Dan Petrescu. Scorer in the World Cup, remember, for Romania against the USA. This is Hyde. I wonder if that goal is a turning point for Sheffield Wednesday after their typically sluggish start to the season.
Well, the next 75 minutes will tell. But fabulous response to lose a player, then a goal in quick succession, and to get that back in.
McAllister plays his defence into trouble. This is Hyde. Can Sheffield Wednesday make something of this? Bart Williams. Bright's in there again.
Sloppy defending, sloppy play from the skipper, and he'll know that.
Oh, here's McAllister coming in again. And quickly across Des Walker, which, of course, he's done all his career to sweep up that kind of situation.
That's what I said at the beginning of the match. It's important, Des's pace, because they're going to lose flick-ons, Ian.
Wallace. Speed with a header. Pressman really had to extend himself there. Gary Speed, who's always so dangerous in the air.
Well, we know all about Speed's danger in the air. He climbs beautifully here. Gets a good header in. I tell you, that's sneaking into the corner. But for Kevin Pressman's agility.
Carlton Palmer getting a rough reception, predictably, from the fans. Oh, Dean's got there. Goodness me, that was a let-off. Pressman came, he didn't win it. The ball sailed wide.
Sometimes when you're so high in confidence and you come into areas you wouldn't normally come into. Kevin Pressman does this. There's no need to come in there. Look at the blue and white shirts around Brian Dean. No need for the goalkeeper to be there.
Desperate for the win here. Sheffield Wednesday to kick-start their season. Leeds, who can go into the top 5 if they win this after that setback against Coventry in the league and then against Mansfield in the Coca-Cola Cup. McAllister again orchestrating everything from the Leeds midfield. This is Wallace. Now McAllister still kept it even though he was off balance. Kelly's got this. This is problems maybe. Oh, and Pressman's there, wasn't pulled back.
To be fair, not a lot of options You watch Gary Kelly here. They've got 3 white shirts in the 18-yard box in, but as he drives in now, he's got to look. Gary Speed's the one that pulled, but you can see there's nowhere for him to go along there. There are too many blue and white shirts, and there was also...
Wallace. Good diagonal run from him. Worthington. Ducked back in by Kelly, who'll have another chance here. And Pressman is in the way again.
Well, that's what they can do with only Mark Bright being upfield, is that both full-backs can get involved. Worthington with the cross, and who's on the end of it? The right back, Gary Kelly. But Pressman is going to have to make himself big tonight, and he did then.
The boos of the crowd ringing in his ears as Carlton Palmer comes forward. Kelly long towards Palmer. Dean knocks it down. Palmer right up there in support of the attack from his defensive duties, being used exclusively as a centre-back so far by Leeds. He was usually, of course, a midfield player with Wednesday. Francis, who had his car damaged as well by some mindless Bradford City fans before the Coca-Cola Cup tie here last week. Really did think we'd heard the last of that kind of stupidity, but there you go.
Well, fortunately, it's more the exception rather than the rule these days.
Sure. Williams. It has been a case of all hands to the pumps for Sheffield Wednesday. Try and get themselves back in this game, and they've done that too. Walker playing it long. This is Petrescu. Does well. Didn't look like a foul. It was not given either. There's McAllister, who's composure itself, isn't he, in there? Speed. Wallace had made a run. Instead they go for McAllister, and for once his touch let him down there. If he'd have got that right, the shooting opportunity was there.
The opening was definitely there.
Flags up here. Just as well for Masinga, whose header nearly hit the corner flag. Priest, the linesman on this near side. Fraser Stretton on the far side. Officials very much in the spotlight as always, and especially so this season. We've had any number of controversial penalties. Now here's Bright. Oh, and that's a superb save from John Lukic to deny Mark Bright a second.
Wow, this is a magnificent save. It really is. Carlton Palmer thinks Mark Bright's offside, but David Weatherall's playing him onside this time. Just when you think it's tipping over John Lukic's head, he stretches that 6'3" frame to its utmost. Gets a fingertip to it. Super save.
Beautifully struck by Bright as well. Still the danger in there. Him attacking it again. The opposite number 10, McAllister, but here's Petrescu. Charged down by Kelly. Handball. Playing Wednesday, and here comes Kelly now, the former winger turning up in the outside left position, the nominal right back. The heat of Orlando didn't obviously take too much out of him.
He's a young boy.
Bright again. Well, he looks very dangerous tonight, doesn't he?
Well, he's playing with the added bonus of his first goal of the season, Ian. And you'll be amazed how much pressure that lifts from you. And Mark Bright is playing like a player who's just scored his first goal now. He's looking to try things. He's made himself a nuisance from the first minute. I'll have to say that about him. He got his goal deservedly, and he's continued to be a nuisance.
32 years of age now. Top scorer last 2 seasons, and subbed every game he's played so far this season as well. A difficult start, but it's coming right tonight for him, all right. It's offside. Well into injury time here. Super first half, Andy, isn't it?
It's been a fabulous. A credit to both sets of players. After that early unsavoury instinct with Gordon Watson, the players have provided a feast of football. It's been smashing to watch.
And more to come too, of course. Sinton helps us forward. The flag is up against Chris Bart-Williams. And as far as the first half's concerned, that's your lot. No shortage of entertainment. Gary McAllister, who put Leeds United ahead. Mark Bright, with his first goal of the season, put a 10-man Sheffield Wednesday level after the sending off of Gordon Watson. We'll be back. Young Whelan is a pretty exciting player, Andy.
Yes, he is. He's got youth and he's full of confidence at the moment. He's got 3 goals already this season. And he just might want his legs and his youthful exuberance in this second half.
3 goals in 3 games for him, in fact, against Arsenal, Chelsea and Crystal Palace. That's the half-time score here. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Leeds United 1. Both sides coming close to second goals. That goes Carlton Palmer. He was pushing Bright. Free kick Wednesday.
Well, Mark Bright will use all of his experience in those situations just to back into Carlton Palmer, take any free kick they can get.
What are Wednesday going to cook up here? Bart-Williams. Blocked by Tinkler, played in again by Petrescu. Nicely worked this, Bright. Bart-Williams. Away by David Weatherall. And then McAllister, but only here to Sheridan. He thought about the shot. He thought better of it. And maybe now he wishes he'd tried it. That's Des Walker getting in ahead of the substitute, Noel Whelan. Leeds United, we can go into 5th place, starting the night on 8th. Oh, long ball from Kelly. And this is offside.
That was late. The linesman's flag got up very late. I think at times the game's played at such pace these days that even the officials sometimes just have to take a second to have a look. The long ball. Watch Brian Deane make the diagonal run. They step out. There's the ball. It's tight. But there's the flag going up now. You see how late he is.
Wallace dispossessed. The whistle's gone for the free kick. Wednesday want to take it quickly. Not the best defensive header, but fortunately it falls for Worthington. Now here is the 19-year-old, Noel Whelan. Prolific scorer he was for the reserves and youth teams at Leeds United. And Howard Wilkinson was saying that in the last 10 minutes against Bradford and Mansfield, when Leeds lost, maybe his head just went down a bit, which was why he was left out for a little rest tonight. Tinkler battling away and winning possession for Leeds. His speed. Tinkler again. Won by Des Walker. Kelly tries the chip up. It wasn't quite what he intended. Kelly made a bit of a hash of that. Gave it to Sheridan, and now the tricky Sinton taking on Kelly. He retrieves the situation.
Defended well, made 2 mistakes, made one about 60 yards upfield a moment earlier when he gave the ball away. Did it again, showed good composure when defending.
Right here. Not a bad try, didn't quite get the power he wanted. Worthington. McAllister's up there. Looks for support around him. Finds Wallace. Good tracking back by Sheridan. Is the Republic of Ireland international again, Sheridan. Sinton taking on Weatherall this time. Still Andy Sinton. Gets his cross in as well. And just over the bar by Sheridan. Might have been wide as well, but that was a good move.
I'll tell you what, Ian, there may be a man less, but they're certainly competing on equal terms with Leeds tonight. Great ball, and that's so difficult for a goalkeeper. He thinks there's no one there. He thinks, I can just take this quite easily. But watch John Sheridan, he was having none of that. He'll be a little disappointed he hasn't kept this under the crossbar. I think he's actually the best side, 43% of the play, and Leeds is third of the pitch defending. And that's a credit to the Wednesday players. You just feel they have to get a goal in when they're enjoying this superiority.
Whelan back to Speed. That was nicely done. Speed continues with his run. He's got Wallace on the far side here. Oh, and Pressman doesn't win it cleanly, but does enough. And the cool John Sheridan diffuses the situation.
Well, it skipped off the surface. I think that's what gave the goalkeeper the problem. It wasn't a great ball from Gary Speed. I thought there was always too much for Rodney Wallace to do, but almost did.
This is Nolan. Lovely looking run by Sinton. Sinton goes for the gap, which is closed down. Corner kick.
Well, he went outside David Weatherall here, and that gave Gary Kelly the opportunity to use his immense pace to get back in. Certainly if he'd have tucked inside David Weatherall onto his right foot, then there's no way Kelly could have got near him.
I thought that was what he was going to do, didn't you? Here's the corner played short to Chris Park-Williams. Sheridan again. It's not cleared properly. By Worthington. Wallace coming over to the left-hand side. There's Walker's there for Sheffield Wednesday. Petrescu. Park-Williams now. Petrescu. Lots of possession. Is their punch. Sheridan. Sinton. Nolan. Sinton again. Petrescu. Bright. How many touches was that in a row from Sheffield Wednesday?
That was a smashing piece of patient football. It really was. Good passing, good movement. Player on the ball being given options.
Sinton, the Norrington winger. Up towards Bright. Was there holding of Bright there? Now that will be worth another look. There were certainly screams from behind the goal. Not too many from the players. Meanwhile on the break is Rod Wallace. But was Bright held? Long towards Dean. Good little knock back. Hyde gets there though. Tried to knock it for Speed. McAllister was almost in as well. And Wednesday in the end clearing their lines. Park-Williams will be booked for that challenge on Nigel Worthington.
Well, we can look at the penalty area incident. It's Gary Speed, the number 11 here, you can see. Now, has he got his arm wrapped round Mark Bright? Difficult to see from that angle. Certainly Mark Bright didn't complain too much.
Nolan. Davey wins it back well. Kelly long offside here against Noel Whelan. Another substitution will be made. Ian Taylor is going to be introduced, the man who was very influential in Port Vale's promotion from Division 2 to Division 1, and Andy Sinton, who's had a pretty good game for my money.
He's played well, Ian, and that's the first sign of tired legs, I think. Can be the only reason for the substitution, because he's been involved all throughout the game.
Sinton has had a bit of an ankle injury of late, so that may be the explanation. Petrescu. Palmer's quickly in. Neither side will want to give away a thing now, of course. It's late. Dean trying to get through. Petrescu with the challenge. Wallace, good-looking ball. This is Radebi. Feeds Gary speed. Kelly's up there as well. Goodness me, he does cover some ground during the 90 minutes, doesn't he, Gary Kelly?
So does Graham Hyde. Another very fine tackle and fine bit of covering from the midfield player.
Davey back towards Speed, who got hold of it well. Coming on strong late on. Will be introduced. Very disappointed to be left out after all his injury problems that have robbed him of so much of the last 2 seasons. Mark Wright, who's had a splendid game, scored the goal, got off the mark of the season, and just a question of some fresh legs again, I would think, Andy.
Oh, without a doubt.
Mark Williams. If it stays like this, by the way, it'll be the 4th successive draw between the sides. For those of you who like those kind of statistics. Worthington. This is dangerously bobbling around before Nolan gets it away. Sheridan in quickly to dispossess McAllister. Now, is there something here for Sheffield Wednesday? Hurst here. And Kelly just allowed to get in well. David Hurst there had the chance, really, to give the complete answer to Trevor Francis, who left him out tonight. Trevor Francis would have been delighted if he'd given that answer, too. Offside here.
It's difficult having just come on, Ian, with only 4 or 5 minutes left. Let's be fair, he has replaced the man of the match. Sponsors. Man of the match, Mark Wright. I don't think many will argue with that. Played well tonight.
See their chances of pocketing all 3 points when Gordon Watson was sent off and Gary McAllister gave them the lead. It really did look like a night full of problems for Sheffield Wednesday, but they've come back well. You just wonder here whether there is one more little sting in the tail. Hurst brought that down beautifully, didn't he? Wish David Hurst well in his battle to get back that old zip. He's had so many problems. Takes time. Oh, that was a good defensive header from Weatherall. It wasn't such a good defensive piece of work by Speed back there, and it's given a corner kick to Wednesday. And Howard Wilkinson thinking, oh goodness me, is this going to have a horrible ending for me? Wednesday hope so. Bart Williams takes it. Kelly gets it away. Injury time. Nolan Long. Armour gets it away. Here's Sheridan. Referee takes a glance at his watch. It's Appleton chips this one forward. Oh, and Weatherall's header foul to Kelly. Speed misses his kick. Dean's back there defending.
Well, that's an example of how well Sheffield Wednesday have played.
And now Leeds looking for something in injury time with Gary McAllister. Still McAllister! Oh! Seemed to go through the outstretched arms of Pressman, but over the bar as well.
No, I think the keeper touched that. I think the power has surprised him. He hits this with some venom. Pressman's hands go up. I think he gets a touch on that. Certainly, Gary Speed and Rodney Wallace thought so too. The three were straight round the referee. I thought he got something on that. But that really did have some venom in it, that shot.
And that concludes what's been an excellent match here. The Yorkshire derby ending in a draw, but a very pleasing one on the eye with lots of incident, all starting on 5 minutes with Gordon Watson of Sheffield Wednesday sent off for a lunging tackle he now bitterly regrets and admits deserved his red card. Fans enjoyed it though. Gary McAllister putting Leeds ahead.
Carlton Palmer thought he'd win it for Leeds.
Yeah. And the equaliser scored for Sheffield Wednesday by man of the match, Mark Bright. Did Carlton Palmer win that, I wonder?
How hard is it when you're playing 10 against 11 for most of the match?
Well, it was only after about 5 minutes, and it was hard work, and we've all done it before, pre-season, whatever. Someone's got sent off and you just play one up front, and it is hard work. But the rest of the lads, a credit to them. I thought we'd got what we deserved today.
Does it make the team collectively more determined, do you think?
Yeah, somehow it does. I mean, it seems like you play with more spirit, and people will go away today saying, why don't they play like that every week? Because I think that's actually the best we've played so far this season.
Having fallen behind, how important was it that you got back so quickly?
Well, your confidence seems to slip away if you don't get goals straight away. And the longer, obviously, with the 10 men you go, the harder it is.
Your first goal of the season, so we'll let you have a look at it. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I just felt I made a run across the line, and it was slipped in by Bart, I think. Just saw the keeper coming up, faked a shot, took a little touch, and squeezed it in from a very tight angle.
Confidence is all important for strikers. Now that you've got that first one, do you feel now you could be on a bit of a roll?
Yeah, I think I had a majority of my chances today. In this game, everything seemed like it fell to me. It's just one of them games, other times it's fell to other people. I must have had sort of 7 or 8 shots today. I was quite determined that if I did get anything tonight, I was going to hit it, and I felt it was unlucky with a couple of efforts, but, you know, I'm pleased I'm off the mark, and more importantly, I thought we deserved something out of the game.
Now, you still haven't won a league game here, but at this point, what do you think it will do for the morale of the side?
I thought we played quite well tonight, and under the circumstances, and it's a boost. We haven't been playing too well, and everyone knows that. But every drill's a bonus, every point's a bonus, and you know it's a building process, and that's what we aim to do: build on this result.
All right, well done, Mark. You've also been named Carling Man of the Match, so take that away. Well deserved.
Thanks, mate.